Are you modern or classic?
Flip-flops or hiking boots?
Binoculars or reading glasses? Surf or turf?
We have three great guests with us today. We have Roberta Jacobson, who's the president of the Front Porch Communities and Services. We have Sunny Cooper, who is a resident of Frederica Manor and a very accomplished artist. And our third guest is Julie Weaverling, who's the assistant director at the Front Porch Gallery in Carlsbad. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. This is an amazing panel we've assembled here today. Thank you. Sunny, let's start with you. What made you choose Frederica Manor in Chula Vista, and tell us what you really love about it?
The cottage. It was, I had been looking for months for a place large enough so that I could have a studio. And I found a place that wasn't quite the same, and it didn't work out, which is very good, because then I went looking again, and I found Frederica, and I called, and they said they had cottages, and they had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a garage and a covered patio, and the room was 19 feet long, which is a perfect studio. So I said, how much does it cost to keep it? And they said, they gave me the price, and I said, good, the check is in the mail, we'll be there next week.
I know you have a husband, so was he involved with this, or was...
Yeah, he felt strongly too. I have a relatively large service dog, a Labrador Retriever, and we need room for her too. And so we saw the place. We could choose everything we wanted for it. They redid it. It was beautiful, and we really love it.
And where did you move from?
We moved from Santa Fe,
New Mexico.
New Mexico, which is, of course, very beautiful. And I didn't want to move, but my doctor said warmer climate. And we had lived in San Diego before, in Scripps Ranch. And so we knew the area, we loved it, and we're very happy here.
And that process took about how long before you just...
Not very long. We were all ready to go. And we had a big house to sell, but we had sold it before and moved into a rental, so we were free to move.
So you had prepared, you had
Yeah,
planned.
we knew what we were doing, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's a wonderful, wonderful cottage and community.
And you've been there how long now?
About a year and 2 months.
A year and 2 months. So you just had your anniversary.
Yeah.
And the dog loves it?
The dog thinks it's wonderful. Everyone loves her. She goes into the dining room, which of course a service dog can, and everyone pets her. She thinks it's grand.
What's her name?
Chamisa.
Chamisa. Well, that leads us on to the next part of our discussion.
So, Sunny, what gives you your inspiration for the beautiful pieces of art that you create?
I'm very visual, so when I see something, I head there. And of course, I know New Mexico inside and out after 40 years of living there, 20 years, and then 20 years here, and then 20 years again in New Mexico. Here, I'm starting to do seascapes. The gallery has a couple of those, as a matter of fact, and they're going to get bigger. The little people paint big paintings.
There's a tagline for you, the little people that paint big paintings. And how long have you been doing art?
I don't remember when I didn't. When I was in school, I came into school reading and writing 3 languages, and they handed me Dick and Jane, and I decided that they were all idiots. And I told them so. I was very verbal about that. And so they had me painting murals on the walls of the school because I drove them crazy. And I filled up all the walls, and then what do you do with me?
Your teacher's still talking about that.
I was 9 years old, and they didn't know what to do with me. So they gave me a radio station on a radio program on WNYC in New York City. And I did a news program every Friday, wrote the scripts, did all the interviews.
At 9?
At 9.
Wow,
Gosh, that is just fabulous.
amazing.
We could go on for a long time.
Yeah, we can.
A long time in your story.
That's
so
another story.
That's another story. Well, we're going to move on a little bit to Front Porch has an amazing gallery in Carlsbad called the Front Porch Gallery, and I've been there many times, and Sunny has shown her work there. Roberta, take us into the history of the Front Porch Gallery and why was it formed, and then how it's evolved throughout the years.
Well, there's an interesting backstory to the development of the Front Porch Gallery, and that started in the 1990s. In the late 1990s, we were in the process of developing Carlsbad by the Sea, and the city of Carlsbad actually mandated and required that we have commercial storefront retail shops facing Carlsbad Boulevard. So one day when our former co-CEOs were having coffee across the street, they said, wouldn't it be wonderful if we commandeered one of those storefronts and created an art gallery where all of the Front Porch residents and potentially staff and the broader community could share their art. And at that time, several of our communities did already have art areas where residents could display their art. Maybe it would be a little public space or a corridor, but this vision of really bringing together the art of all of our residents from our 10 communities was sparked at that time. Then we received grants from our foundations in California, Lutheran Homes at the time, and actually opened the gallery then in around 2002. Since that time, it's grown from a shop where we initially primarily showed resident art from all our communities, and then expanded it to include staff, and now, as Julie will explain, it's gone much broader where we include a lot of local artists.
If you haven't been there, it's open to the public.
Absolutely. There are regular hours. We hold events there, special events, and it's right on Carlsbad Boulevard and quite a local community attraction.
It really is. It's an amazing spot, and Carlsbad by the Sea is right on the water as well.
Julie, since you are the assistant director, can you tell us a little bit about what your job is there and what the gallery's done for the community and as well?
Sure. So as Roberta was saying, really the idea of the gallery is that art creates community. And we have a strong belief in moving that forward. And what we try to do is, through art, create meaning. We do that in a few different ways. One is working with artists who live at Front Porch communities, such as Sunny, and many others. So we do exhibits that feature all residents' artwork. We also feature artists in our retail side of the gallery who are residents. And as well, we showcase art from Front Porch staff. One of our current top-selling artists is an executive director at one of the communities, and she creates jewelry that's been very successful. And,
Wow.
and I know it's something that she wants to go into more fully after she retires.
So you're creating some entrepreneurs within your own.
Why not? Why not?
That's fabulous.
Right, we
Really,
have ceramics artists and jewelry and many different things. Additionally, we do a lot of work with outside nonprofit artist organizations, artist groups. Currently, we're showcasing the Art Association of Glass Artists of Southern California. It's some amazing artwork, very professional artists that are from all over Southern California. We partner with nonprofits such as working with people who are showing art that cancer survivors and cancer patients have created. Things that really create a lot of meaning for the viewers as well as the people doing it. And one thing that we're really proud of is that everyone who shows in our gallery doesn't have to be a professional artist. We believe that everyone can be creative, and we like that we are a community resource in that way, that it allows a lot of people to have programs in the gallery that wouldn't normally find their way into another commercial type of gallery space. We also do intergenerational kinds of programming. We've done things where we've partnered both family members that are intergenerational and showcase their art as well. We've had programs where it has been, residents of communities partnered with very young people, and they tell their stories to the young people, and the young people have created art that speaks to that. So quite a wide variety.
And given all the success, I assume people are now reaching out to you as opposed to you having to reach out into the community.
Yes, definitely. I would say we have a really good reputation, and people are definitely interested in being in the gallery and participating in a lot of different ways.
So Julie, tell me the story, the backstory. Who met who? Did Sunny meet Julie, or did Julie meet Sunny?
Well, Sunny, when she visited Frederica Manor, found out about Front Porch Gallery, so she actually reached out to us, and initially she came up and met Steve Nelson, who's the gallery director, and then he told me that he had met them, and Sunny and her husband, Ralph, who's her agent, and very good at it, started sending emails to me, and we started looking at some work, and we knew immediately that we had a really special artist, and that we, of course, wanted to really be able to showcase her. So since that time, Sunny is currently the featured artist at the Front Porch headquarters in Glendale. And there's a whole gallery section there where we showcase particularly senior artists, and we're really thrilled that Sunny is there. And I get to announce that we just sold one of your paintings up there, Flood Time, just sold to one of the Front Porch employees.
Wow.
Yeah, so just
surprise.
Saturday, and so I thought, we're going to wait and tell you here. So yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
so congratulations.
Well, that's fantastic.
it is really, thank you.
Yes, and then we will be also having a couple of Sunny's smaller paintings in the gallery, and then of course we'll have much more to come, I'm sure, with Sunny.
Now, is the Glendale Gallery open to people, anybody, the public?
Yeah, not really. It's mostly for the staff and for visitors to Front Porch.
Okay.
It's not an open in the same. It's not a public gallery.
Not a public gallery like Carlsbad by the
Right.
Sea.
But there will be a reception for
Yes.
me, and I will invite people. So you're
I mean,
invited.
Well, I love going up there, no problem. The train is right there, and hop off, and we can have a good old time on the train. And,
Absolutely.
and sell some art bring some on the train.
Why not?
Well, we usually bring it in the van, and I'm not quite sure what to do with the dog.
Well, thank you for that insight. As I say, it really is a treasure in Carlsbad that really does bring a lot of value to the whole North County coastal has really benefited from that gallery. So thank you for thank you. Roberta, Patty and I have had the honor and the privilege of touring all the communities and the campuses here in San Diego County, and we certainly hope to visit them all in California, and they are just outstanding. And because Patty and I work very exclusively with people looking to move to senior communities, and we're always trying to get them to visit your community. So tell us, what is the secret sauce and what is the magic that makes Front Porch so outstanding?
Well, thank you for that nice compliment and the question. And I think just listening to Julie, you can see how even the gallery really exemplifies our mission of exciting and engaging the spirit of the individual. As you've seen, each of our communities is very unique, and all of the residents who live in them are very unique. And so one of our goals as a part of our mission is to acknowledge that individual spirit and encourage it in many ways, and certainly art is an example. We have many wonderful art programs throughout our communities, including music, ukulele lessons, piano lessons, clavinovas. We have wonderful programs in terms of sculpting and ceramics and quilting, even drama classes and a jazz band. So I think what we strive to do is focus on the individual residents, their needs, and their creative spirit, and how we can enhance and support that.
And it's always top-down driven, so you must be doing something from the top that filters down to the employees that just, because we always go there and it's really awe-inspiring. So thank you for whatever you're doing.
Well,
Everybody's always friendly and welcoming and
Well, as a not-for-profit, of course, we are grounded in our core values, and you hear about core values from lots of companies, but I think we really walk the walk and talk the talk, and we listen to our residents. It's very important that we connect with them in every way we possibly can to understand their individual needs and then respond to those.
that's great. That's awesome. So if someone like Sunny came to San Diego and she said, okay, I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath casita or cottage, does she have other options other than Frederica Manor?
Currently, the other option would be at Wesley Palms. We are in the process of completely redeveloping our 35-acre community in overlooking Pacific Beach and Mission Bay. And so we will have 3-bedroom accommodations available there as well, and some beautiful cottages.
That's fantastic. We've been able to tour that, and it really, I'm moving in.
It's amazing.
Is there expansion plans that you want to share? You can
Well,
share
I think
with us?
Front Porch is blessed with some incredible real estate, and so as we're doing at Wesley Palms, taking advantage of the wonderful properties that we do have, we are always looking for opportunities to improve and upgrade those. For example, at Frederica, we're in the process of creating a brand new memory care area, memory care development there, and those will be cottages that we are converting to secured memory care. Casa de Mañana is oceanfront La Jolla, an incredible location as well, and over the years we have done some major improvements there. So I think really upgrading and enhancing our existing communities is where we're focused at this time.
For Summer House, it will have the same name in
Yes.
Frederica as it does at Wesley?
Yes, we will have a summer house, memory care community at Frederica, very similar to that as which we have at Wesley Palms.
So Sunny, I'm going to finish. Tell us a little bit more about Sunny and how she's engaging at Frederica Manor and quality of life.
The quality of life, it's a real true community. What attracted us when we got there, then they gave us a complimentary 4 days so that we could really get into the community and understand it and meet the people. The people were wonderful. I mean, they're friendly, and when you sit in the dining room and you move around so you meet all the people, it's just wonderful. They're interesting, they're lively. You can't have any better people than you have there.
So when Patty and I talk to people that say, no, it's not for me, I'm going to have them call you. Will you be our...
you know, they have preconceptions.
Right.
You know, old people, home, this and that, but it's not that. There are a lot of people living independently. There are a lot of people who aren't living independently who are active, and people with memories that are like elephants. There's one gentleman that I dearly love. He's 98.
That's all.
He's 98, plays golf, and he remembers he was at Pearl Harbor when it was hit.
Oh, God.
And he was a medic. He wrote a book that's fabulous to read about his experiences in the Navy. And he is not alone. He is just amazing.
No lack of conversation.
No lack of conversation there, no.
Well, I want to thank Roberta. Thank you so much for coming on show today. And Sunny, you're a gem, and I hope maybe we'll have you back when we have we'll have it filled with art that we can display. And Julie, thank you so much for the work that you're doing up in Carlsbad and the Front Porch Gallery. It really is awe-inspiring to have you all here today, and I thank you so much. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Senior Stay or Go.